G'day friends, it's Vicky Wright, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, Australia. I hope I'm in the right group. I was doing a live just before and I found I was in the wrong group. So today I thought we'd do a bit of a fun fold. It's actually a take on a card that I did for our Stampin' Card Club this month for March. G'day Priscilla, how are you? So I don't know how it's going to turn out, but we'll see what happens. So we're going to use Enjoy the Rhythm, which is page 72 of the catalogue. Mini catalogue, I should say. So I don't have a card to show you. Well, I do have a card, but I'll show you that at the end. It's a little bit different to what we're going to do. So we'll bring in our kit and take all our bits and pieces out. I have done a little bit of prep, but I'm not sure whether we're going to be using it or not. I hope that's clear. It's a little bit of a funny day here today. So we've got all these bits and pieces. And I think I did have DSP. So we'll do that first. I'm using Retired DSP, which is it Gingham Cottage? I think it was from the Christmas mini. That's not long retired. So what we're going to do is we're just going to randomly chop this. You know how I love to chop my DSP to different pieces, different ways. And we'll bring in a piece of, excuse me, real red, real red. I want to try and keep the pattern correct. So, yeah, that's about right. So let's get this going. Oops, sorry. Now, as I said, I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, but we can only try. And we can always fix things if it's no good. Sometimes you have a vision in your head. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. That's that. Now, I can't see comments, I'm sorry, but I will answer any comments after the video. I'll go back and go through it. I'm not sure why this happens. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But it's probably just the operator too. Oops. So that's done. Then what we're going to do is stick this to a piece of basic white. And we'll just put it down the side like that, leaving a little bit of white down the left side. And I think I might just chop along the top. And the bottom. Just even it up a bit. Then what we're going to do is put this onto a piece of basic red. So we're using, not basic red, real red, basic black and basic white today. So could be a male or a female card, grown-ups or for kids. So then we've got 2 pieces of basic black. So what I'm going to do is stick this piece to 1 piece of basic black. Oops. Like that. Might have to turn it over. Just like that. I'm just going to turn that. That's no good either. We'll go on to a new piece. Then I'm going to bring in our second piece of real red and our second piece of basic white. And we're going to put these 2 together. So we've got 2 pieces of cardstock layered up. So they are the size of the standard size, you know, our standard size base card. But I've just chopped them into 2 pieces. And if you work in the letter size, you just do the same with your size. And that looks pretty even to me. Not that it matters. Okay, now, we'll do the front. So all I've done is cut a square piece of basic white. And I think we'll stamp the drum kit on the front. So I've already put that on a block. And I'm just going to ink it up with Memento black. I want it nice and inked up. It's just where I should have used my Stamparatus, but hopefully it's okay. So we'll just stamp that right in the centre. That's pretty good. Then we're going to bring in our pencils. And I'm going to cherry cobbler. I want real red. Cherry cobbler. Real red. And we might have that too. So all I want to do now is I'm just going to sharpen that nib a bit. Just bear with me. I like the ends to be a little bit sharp, but not too sharp. That makes sense. And then all we're going to do is colour our drum kit. So we'll colour this one. I'm just not going to be real. Oh, I can hardly see that today. one. Could use your Stampin' blends if you have them, or your markers, but we're just going to use the pencils. I'm not actually doing any blending. The blending, I mean the darker shadows are all on the stamp anyhow, the image. Yep. And I think we will do we'll do this one here. Just like that. And we might do this big one, eh? And we'll just do down the side here. And I think that'll be it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bring in our blender pen. And all I'm going to do is quickly go over it. Because I'm using basic white cardstock, I'm just quickly going over it just to blend it a little bit more. If I was to do it too long, it may peel the cardstock, because I'm not using shimmery white, just more user friendly with the blender pen. So that's all I've done. I don't know whether you can see that, but that's all I've done. I've just to make it a little bit smoother and to blend it out a bit. Then what we're going to do is put this onto a piece of basic red cardstock. Just like that, little border around it. And we're going to pop this up with some dimensionals. Bring in this piece and just put that there like that, making sure it's nice and straight. I'm not sure whether we will put, yeah, let's do that, eh? Let's do a sentiment on the front. Happy birthday. Just give it a lock. I should have done this beforehand, but now let's keep our fingers crossed that I get this straight. Always seem to get it straight on scrap paper. And again, this is where your Stamparatus comes in pretty handy. Oh, that's pretty good. I should have come up a little bit, but beggars can't be choosers. So that's done. Then what we're going to do to join the two pieces together is grab a piece of basic white cardstock or any cardstock you want, and I've already scored this. It's 2 inches that way and it's 8 inches wide, so it's 2 inches narrow. Yeah, it's 8 inches by 2. That's what I'm trying to say. Then we're gonna burnish on these 4 lines. So we're gonna go, it's gonna fold concertina. Okay, so we've got to make these nice and sharp. Then we'll come back this way. I've got ink on me too. Just like that. So it will open that way, but it won't open that way. We'll open it that way because I've got ink on it. So I'll do this the opposite way now. Then what we're going to do, once that's done, we're going to stamp our images. So let's stamp the notes, and I need block, oops, and we'll stamp that there like that, I think. Yep. Now I was going to pop it up, but I should have folded that in half, shouldn't I? What I would do, if you're going to stamp it straight on, I'd probably fold that back, and that way you'll get a nice image right to the end. But let's do this. Let's grab our black marker, our basic black, and with the nib, let's go out to the end, eh? That's a bit better. Then what we'll do, we'll put that under like that, and we might stamp a sentiment again. You rock my world. Let's do that one, eh? So I can open that because I'm doing a sentiment. Bring in our black. You know what? Let's use red. Let's use real red, honey, and see how we go. Yep. Then what we'll do is, let's use the guitar image. So I've got that over here. Yep, that's right. I didn't know whether I had it right then. Now, we probably won't get the whole image, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. We're close to it. And we're going to grab our red again. Real red. And we're just going to colour. Oh, that's my card, isn't it? I was going to give myself a heart attack then. I didn't know what it was. And then we'll do the top part of it. And we'll bring in our blender pen again. And we're just going to blend that colour out a little bit. And that's our guitar all coloured in. Then we'll bring in another sentiment. Wonder if this will fit. Yep. We'll use that one. And let's use red again, basic red. I hate using basic red because I seem to get it everywhere. So I'll just bring this down. It may be out of eyesight for a little bit. Just bear with me. Yep, pretty good. Put that aside. So that's our little piece done. Then what we're going to do is join these two cards together. Okay. Maybe I should have had. Just bear with me, I'm going to get another piece of real red and basic white. Just bear with me. Just to cover up that little piece of, make it look a little neater, that's all. We want a piece of, what did I say? White. So I want both sides to look sort of the same. So let's do that. So we'll put these two pieces together. Now if you wanted to, you could decorate them, but I think we'll just leave it blank for the moment. Then we're going to stick this piece to the opposite side of our card front. It makes it a little bit thicker, but I think it'll be okay. There. So that, I'm much happier with that now. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick this piece to here. I might stick it up here actually. So we'll just put a little bit of glue on the back of this one. Just make sure it's nice and straight and it's up the right way, more important. And I'm just going to press that down. A little bit. Just like that. Then we're going to fold this up. And we're going to put glue on the back of this. Whoops. Hold that into place like that. I'm just gonna make sure that it's nice and even all the way around, because you want it to stick nice and straight. Just like that. Yep, just like that. And that is our card. It will stand up. It does stand up actually. There you go. And what we're going to do is put some, we'll put a couple of matte dots. It will make it a little bit thicker, but you can always make a special envelope for it. Just to fill up some of these spaces. You could always do this as well. You could always add those pieces, stamp that randomly. I'm probably putting too many on here, but let's go all out. And we'll put a couple on the front, just like that. And that is our card for today. Just your basic card, cut in half and then joined by this piece in the middle. And as I said, it's just a different take on one of the cards we've got in our Stampin' Card Club for March. Okay, so that's our card. Then this is my prototype. This one's really, really thick. Now you could use any shape in size if you wanted to inside. I think the butterflies would be quite nice, but just remember when you cut them, you're going to have to leave a little bit overlapping. I'll get them in a minute and I'll just show you what I mean. So this is another one I did. This is actually going to my niece, and then just open it up and that's it there. I like this one. I didn't like it at first, but it's grown on me. So that's that one, and it'll stand up like that too. Okay, and I also did the back. If you didn't want to write in the inside, add a piece on the back. Okay, so that's my prototype, and that's the card we've done today. And I'm just going to get the butterflies dies. They're brilliant butterflies. So what we're going to do, I'll just get a scrap of paper. Ouch. So just fold your your cardstock in half. And we're going to grab a die. Now this is intricate, so you may have to run it through a number of times. So when you do it, you're going to overlap that side a bit. Okay, just like that. You're probably better off with solid dies instead of the intricate ones, because they will be a little bit harder to die cut. But as I said, when you do it, run it through a number of times. You could even probably do it in DSP if you wanted to. And then all you do is just join all these butterflies up together. That's what I've done with this one. I used the stitch shapes and I did it exactly the same way, and I've just added basic white over the top of it. And there's a couple of stitch shapes where so that's your shape there. We've got another one there, and all I did was added that over there to make the concertina. I hope that makes sense. And then that will close like that. I would do one more, but I've only done the 3 there. So these two would be joined and it would open like that. Okay, I hope that's clear. But as I said, I'd probably use a solid die. You could even use your circles if you wanted to, but that's the card that's going to my niece, my prototype, and this is the one we did today. Okie dokie, and thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Enjoy your day. See ya. Hooray.